LA beauty standards are starting to wear on me, you guys. I just recently got kicked out of the front of a spin class for not being hot enough. And I was like, I'm the instructor. No one told me about moving to the big city. It'd be so difficult. I know you guys get a lot of New Yorkers with their head up their asses. It's hard. There's a city full of people who are so good at everything, so professionally, competitively hot. Other cities are for believing in yourself. Omaha, Syracuse, Fall River. Because when you're there, you can believe you're the absolute best. And there's no evidence to prove you wrong. When I'm in other cities and I'm feeling myself, I'm like, oh, I must be really talented. When I'm in LA and I'm feeling myself, I'm like, oh, I must be on coke. LA is like a summer camp that parents send their kids to be taken down a peg or two. I arrive in after a summer of LA, I come home, I'm like, I'm not the prettiest. I'm not the most talented. Maybe I should just go back to school. I can always tell the attractiveness of the town I'm in based on how they receive me when I say I look like a mess. Like if I'm anywhere on a road gig and I say I'm a mess, Nebraska, they'll be like, no, she looks pretty good. She looks great. I come back to LA and they're like, yeah. I did a tour in rural Canada. They're like, she's basically a supermodel. I come back to LA, they're like, she's basically a moose. It is true. I finally realized everyone's trying to get to LA or New York to make it. Everyone's on TikTok doing dances in a potato factory in Idaho, trying to make it to LA, thinking if they make it to LA, that's it. They won the golden ticket. I think what people forget about Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is winning the golden ticket was just the beginning. So much had to happen after that. I finally made peace with the fact that in order to make it in LA, some weird old guy has to take a shine to me. And the rest of my competition has to mysteriously disappear. Or become a blueberry, I'm not sure. I have a lot of day jobs in LA trying to support my acting pursuits. I am a spin instructor. I like it. It's kind of satisfying. I get to tell women to go harder and faster. Sometimes they're like, we're too tired. I'm like, that's okay. And then we just cuddle. I'm not particularly passionate about fitness. I just really enjoy yelling on a microphone. And back when I was just a participant in the classes, the instructors always hated me doing that. But when I started getting into fitness, I lost a lot of weight, and it's been annoying because the first time someone compliments you on your weight loss, it's great. But I've known people who've known me before the weight loss for a good 10 years, and every time I see them, Maxi, you look so good now. Thank you. No, you look so good now. No, you look so much better now. Shut up! I'll be in a bar with friends, people are drawing a crowd. They're like, what was wrong with you? I feel like weight loss should have a statute of limitations for mentioning it. Kind of like murder. I'm trying to move on with my life, leave it in the past. People will still come up to me like, yeah, but what did you do with the body? I'm just poor little O.J. Simpson. Trying to move on with my life, and people will still be like, yeah, but how'd you do it? All right, some OJ fans. You guys are like, I'm not making fun of a dead man, too far. I did have to adjust my eating habits. It was embarrassing. I used to eat so passionately that one time I chipped a tooth on my fork while eating. And I decided that was the moment that I had to rein it in. Not sexy, not attractive. No guy wants to be with a woman who he has to tell, hey, slow down. You might chip a tooth. I feel like I'm not living up to a lot of LA expectations for women. For instance, my hair always looks like I'm going through a rough time. I have tried everything to fix my frizzy hair. I've tried everything I can think of to feel better about it. I've tried long hair, I've tried short hair. I finally went to my hairdresser. I was like, what do you think I should try next? She was like, drugs. Definitely drugs, that'll solve it. I couldn't keep seeing my hairdresser because I was too broke. And she cut her rate so I could continue to see her. Right, which would have been really sweet if that same week my therapist hadn't just done the exact same thing. That means they both looked at me at the same time and thought, I'd rather take a pay cut than let you out in the world in your present condition. I told my therapist, I said, I feel so badly accepting Mila's charity, when there's so many people who need it more. And my therapist said, no. I had to drop my therapist finally, and it felt so bad how easily she let me go. That now I think I need a new therapist to talk about how that made me feel. The problem was I was timing my midday coffee about 20 minutes before my therapy session and skewing the results false positive. Every single time. We'd start a session just as the coffee was kicking in. She'd be like, so how are we feeling today? Fucking great! I don't know if you know about the negative side effects of caffeine, but signing up for 4 book clubs is one of them. I know I need to pull off of coffee, but I need coffee to quit coffee. I don't have the willpower to quit coffee. I only have the willpower to quit like one thing a year. 2 years ago, I gave up alcohol. Last year, I gave up sugar, and this year, I already gave up. Period. It's been a rough couple years, you guys. We know that, because it used to be that you would go up to someone and be like, how you doing? And they would be like, not great. And you'd be like, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. But the last few years have been so rough that now I feel like if you go up to someone, you're like, how you doing? And they're like, not great. So are we eating the salad or the fries? Anyone dating an introvert? Or with an introvert partner? Oh, we got a ton of social butterflies! I'm dating an introvert, and it's very mixed levels of comfort, because on the one hand, I know he'll never cheat on me, but on the other hand, he may very well leave me. Like, there's no one he'd rather be with than me, but he'd also much rather be with no one than me. And the problem with being with an introvert is he never leaves the house. I never get the apartment to myself. I never get a break. So finally, I got to drop him off for a bachelor weekend with the boys. And I was so excited. I felt like the mom dropping off her nerdy 10-year-old son for summer camp. She's like, bye, make good friends, have fun with the boys. God, I hope this makes him less weird. Maybe one of them will teach him how to kiss. And he heard me say that, and he corrected me. He said, Maxi, I'm not introverted, I'm just reserved. Okay, honey, you're reserved. You're reserved. Because the first time I looked at you, I was like, party for 2? That's a restaurant joke, you guys. It's okay, I get it. You don't get many of those city restaurant things in here these days. It's okay. I appreciate you being here. It's something interesting is I feel like, it's funny how often I feel like I'm not enough, considering how often I'm told I'm a lot. Thank you guys, I've been Maxi Witrak. Have a good night.